Hey guys, this is Mike Mundy. I'm a realtor with the Greater Howard County office of Keller Williams Realty Center. I'm a licensed agent going on 20 years now, and I rank in the top 5% of realtors across the country. And this is my monthly update on how the local real estate market is performing. Going to be updating you guys for the month of October 2023 for Howard, Prince George's, Anne Arundel, and Montgomery counties, which happen to be the four counties that intersect where I live in Laurel, Maryland. So, guys, there is still a lot of chatter out there in the media about how the market is changing. The real estate market is collapsing. I've even seen it described as the worst real estate market we've seen since World War II. And you know what? That might be true in certain parts of the country because all real estate is local. But I'm here to share with you the actual numbers because I don't base anything on feelings or what people are saying. I just look at the actual numbers and report to you about what's going on in our area. So let's go to the charts. The first chart that I'm bringing up with you guys is for Howard County. Now, this is a 2-year chart. And what's highlighted here is October of last year compared to October of this year. I'm going to focus on the 2 red bars for each month, which are really telling the story here. So the taller, lighter red bar is the total number of houses for sale on the market for the month. The shorter, darker red bar next to it is the number of new listings that came on the market for the month. So if you look at the top, it says that the average sale price a year ago in Howard County was $521,000. This year, the average price is $600,000, so that's up by 15%. Definitely not indicative of a market crash. As for the average number of days on the market, this has gone from 19 days last year to 18 this year. The other number that you'll always see me focusing on very heavily is represented by the shorter red bar, which is the number of new homes coming on the market. This one is down by 8% since October of last year. And I'm going to talk about what all of this means shortly, but for now, let's move on to the other counties. Next up is Anne Arundel County. So, guys, you can see here that a year ago, the average sale price was $529,000. This year, it's $565,000. So that's up by 7%. Number of days on market has gone down from 27 days to 22 days this year. The taller red bar is showing us that the total number of homes for sale is down by 2%, and the shorter red bar is showing the number of new homes coming on the market. That's down by 4%. Moving on to Prince George's County. You can see here that last year, the average sale price was $406,000. This year it's $418,000, so it's up by 3%. Looking at the number of days on market, that's gone down a little from 30 days last year to 29 days this year. This happens actually to be the highest of the 4 counties in terms of days on market, by the way. The total number of homes for sale is shown by the taller red bar. That's down by almost 14%. And the number of new homes coming on the market, as shown by the shorter red bar, that's down by almost 14%. Now for Montgomery County. Guys, you can see here that a year ago, the average sale price was $549,000. This year, it's $567,000. So that's up by 3%. The number of days on market has gone down from 25 days to 23 days. The taller red bar is showing us the total number of homes for sale. That's down by almost 12%. And the shorter red bar is showing us that the number of new homes coming on the market, that's down by almost 3%. Going to move on to, guys, my last chart here. And so you're going to notice a ton of numbers here. Not to worry, though, because we're going to look at it as an overview. We're going to try to look at the forest and not the trees so that it's plain to see what these numbers are telling us. So if we look at the left-hand side, it's got the same 2 categories that we were analyzing before. The total number of houses for sale and the total number of new listings that came on the market for the month in each of the counties. So guys, if you just scan across from left to right, you can see it's all in the negative. So we've had more than a year at this point where there were less total houses for sale. And for each corresponding month, there were less new homes coming on the market as well. This is precisely why the market is so tight. It's why home prices are high. And so let's go a little deeper and we'll talk about what all of this, what all of this really means. So guys, the reason I keep focusing on the number of homes for sale and the number of new listings coming on the market is We're in what's called a seller's market. So in a seller's market, there's more buyers looking for homes to purchase than there are homes for sale. It's typical supply and demand. So the buyers has to compete against one another for the homes that are available. And so by focusing on the total number of homes for sale, we can see where the market stands. And since there's very few homes for sale and the number of new homes coming on the market is even less than what it was last year, I mean, the market is going to continue to stay the same. It's going to continue to go up. The second thing I'm looking at is the number of days on market. Because when we see a market shift, the first thing that is going to happen is that the number of days on market, that's going to increase. All of a sudden, you'll start noticing this number going up and up a great deal. And what happens then is, imagine you had a neighborhood where there are 3 houses for sale. If one of those sellers has an actual legit need to sell, like they don't just wish to sell, but they need to sell, and there are 2 other houses and their house isn't selling, time's going by, days on market is going up, their only choice is to reduce the price. Now, when they reduce their price, the other 2 sellers in the neighborhood are like, well, we need to sell our house too, so we'd better reduce our price. That's where you start to get into this sort of a reverse spiral, completely opposite of what we've been seeing for the past 5 years or more here in Maryland. So I'm watching this number very closely. The number of houses that are on the market and on average, how long it's taking for those houses to sell. So guys, I'm actually going to go back to sharing my screen here and tie things together. And I'm going to move to the bottom of the chart here, where we can see the average sale prices for each month. And we're going to see how those prices have changed from the same month during the previous year. So if you just scan it from left to right, you're going to see that there are very few red numbers. This is when prices were lower than they were the previous year. So basically this is saying, in general, the overall picture is that prices have continued to go up. And if you look at the extreme right-hand side, you're going to see a column where it shows the 2-year change from October of 21 to October of 23. In Howard County, that change over 2 years was 10%. For Arundel County, it was even higher. It increased over the past 2 years by 14%. In Prince George's and Montgomery counties, they both went up by 6%. The last thing, guys, that I am looking at are the average interest rates in the country. And you can see here at the very, very bottom, the month of October, the average interest rate was just about 7.6% in our nation. This is up considerably from the 5 to 5.5 that we had about a year ago, and the 3 to 3.5 that we had about 2 years ago. So guys, now let's just go ahead and really, really bring it home. We're going to tie it all together, talk about what all of this means to you as a buyer or as a seller. So if you are a seller, you really need to be paying attention to the interest rates, because every time it goes up, that means fewer and fewer buyers that can buy your house. And at some point in time, the interest rates, they're going to start having an impact on the market. Now, if your house is priced correctly, set up correctly, and marketed correctly, it will sell almost instantly and most likely above the asking price. And I know this might come as a surprise to some of you because the media has been telling you that the market is crashing. And this is why I'm being very selective with the words that I use. I'm saying it again. If your house is priced correctly, marketed correctly, set up correctly, those 3 things are in place, your house is going to sell very quickly and most likely with multiple buyers competing against each other to get your house. Now, if any of those 3 key components are missing, this is going to be like if you cooked your entire Thanksgiving meal and you forgot the salt. So what that looks like in real life is your house is going to sit on the sidelines, especially in today's market, because today's market's almost like a tale of 2 markets. You have one where houses sell quickly and for more than the asking price, and one where the houses can really languish on the market and not end up selling quite so well. So depending on the price point, that's likely a significant difference here. Like, I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars to your bottom line as a seller. Now, if you're a buyer, you really need to know what category a particular house falls into. So let's say a house comes up for sale. You go out and see it and it looks great. It checks all the boxes for you. you need to know whether that's a house where you're going to have to overbid the price and compete with other buyers, or whether it's a house that's going to sit on the sidelines. And quite honestly, you might want to let it sit for a week or two so that you can get it for a lower price. Maybe also, too, you could negotiate a credit from the seller towards your closing costs, which helps you keep more of your own money in your pocket. This is the type of thing that I can help you with. I do this. I can help you determine whether the house is overpriced to begin with, because looking at the numbers, we can make that determination. Now, if it's priced correctly, I can tell you exactly what the market's doing in terms of the overbid. So it might be as little as 2% over the asking price. It might be as high as 6 or 7%. We would have to look at that for that average for the particular area. And again, this is exactly what I can do for you. I can show you the high end of this, and I can show you the low end. So guys, bringing it home, if you are a seller, call or text me. If you're a buyer, call or text me. I would love to talk strategy with you because that's my thing. My number is 301-675-6355. Again, that's 301-675-6355. And if you know someone who would benefit by seeing this video, please share it with them, or you can also have them contact me directly. Well, that's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next month.